What's up guys? Welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
There's nothing Diablo can accomplish that I can't.
I don't mind it even though it sounds a little harsh. After all, I enjoy fighting.
I can't afford to make another mistake if I want to live up to your expectations. Now is not the time to relax.
The trio shared a common goal, to help Sir Rimuru. The same applied to their personal servants. All of the demons were swiftly reaching the end of their evolutionary process, so when they finally got the orders they had been waiting for, it filled them with the utmost excitement. Testarossa, Ultima, and Carrera had turned into devil lords at that point, just like Diablo. As a result, they were practically demigods and among the world's strongest people, able to easily defeat even a demon peer. All 7 primals had now attained the same level and were no longer subject to any limitations. The 3 demonesses' servants underwent comparable evolutions, just like Venom, Diablo's servant, did when he evolved into a demon peer. Despite having a higher magicule count than awakened demon lords, Moss and Veyron continued to be demon peers. The other 4, Agera, Esprit, Zonda, and Cian, had advanced to a level as demon peers that even young demon lords couldn't match. They had reached the pinnacle of demon-dom in both name and fact. Even though they all shared the same rank at this point, their skill sets were obviously different. The honorific titles they were given reflected these disparities. Veyron was a duke, Agera was a marquis, Esprit was a count, Cian and Zonda were viscounts, and Moss was now a grand duke, the equivalent of a king. Venom was acknowledged as a baron as well. There were several newly evolved archdemons among the others. They would serve as commanders, which is the equivalent of a knight, and they would have to put in a lot more effort before they could become nobles. The remaining members of the group, numbering about 600, would become Diablo Chevaliers or powerful magic-born. They could now help Rimuru more than ever because they were stronger, they were evolved, and more capable. The demons showed that they were ready to take part in the battle. Benimaru gave them a contented nod.
Very good. Then, let's see what you can accomplish.
They hastily invited the 3 demonesses and their armies to take part in the airship assault. Benimaru gave the command without hesitating, as if he had intended to do so all along.
Well, Lady Testarossa, please take care of the trash for me. Can you manage it?
Of course, yes. It's a straightforward task.
Wait a second. I want to do that. You know I can handle it too.
Testarossa had been given the command by Benimaru, but Ultima stepped in. It didn't bother him at all.
No matter who does it, just make sure the airship stays intact. The battleground where we will resolve our issues with Emperor Rudra must be this place.
I asked Sir Benimaru to designate your positions for you, Ultima. You are displeasing me if you disagree with them. Think about it before you speak.
Diablo's high mood was fortunate for Ultima. Normally, she would have been punished for that remark. This time, he only offered a mild reprimand.
That's too bad. I suppose I'm not the best candidate for it anyway. I'll carry out Sir Benimaru's orders.
After saying it, Ultima quickly understood that she had made a mistake. She therefore gladly put the incident behind her after being relieved that there were no additional repercussions. Even though she was still young and innocent, she was nevertheless capable of reading a scenario well.
Let's continue.
Benimaru stated, assigning positions to the remaining individuals. First, Testarossa assumed responsibility for dispatching the knights protecting the Emperor's flagship. Benimaru then considered who would charge in behind her. Cian, Soe, Ultima, and Carrera were the 4 names he named, and he would inevitably be joining them as well.
Emperor Rudra is not likely to act. All we have to do is strike him hard if he does. Instead, we must concentrate on eliminating the other 7 single digits as well as Velgrin's split body.
If that's the case, we'll be outnumbered. But, oh well, I'll handle 2 of them myself. Or even 3.
Before Cian took on any additional chores, Benimaru calmed her down.
Cian, hold on a second. You're right, but taking work away from other people isn't a good idea.
He then focused on Veyron and the others who were waiting for assignments while wearing expectant looks.
Listen.
He stated.
You should always be on the watch. We'll launch an all-out assault with a minimal number of personnel. You can count on getting the job, Lady Testarossa.
I should certainly hope so.
Testarossa grinned. Although she didn't say it aloud like Ultima, she would have been furious if Benimaru had told her to stay back.
To ensure that nobody flees the airship, let's station 100 guards on watch. I want Gabble and his group to have the support of the remaining 500 Diablo Chevaliers. But who ought to order them?
In my opinion, Cian is the best candidate for the position. He is skilled at performing such tasks and is well acquainted with Moss.
When Cian's name was called, he looked up. He may have shed a few tears in happiness that Testarossa had thought to remember him.
Okay, Cian, start moving right away.
Yes, sir.
He launched into action right away, leaving his own army of 100 and taking off with everyone else. Gabble and his army would subsequently be saved from ultimate devastation because of his prompt intervention. So they chose a direction. Their best elites would storm the airship behind Testarossa as she staged the initial assault. While Benimaru, Xian, Soe, and the others carried out the raid, 100 Diablo Chevaliers would barricade the Emperor's airship. 4 demon peers and 3 devil lords would also be engaged in combat.
You should be grateful you were chosen, Veyron, Aguilera, Esprit, and Zonda.
Carrera remarked, but she was probably the happiest of all of them.
So, good luck to everyone.
Diablo smiled as he waved them off after the conversation had concluded. The first to answer was Testarossa.
So make sure you mop them up for me if any of them manage to survive what I have for them. We can't let any of those nasty beasts escape.
Testarossa commanded her servant demons to act as her pack of hunting dogs. They didn't have to be told, but no one complained. In addition, they weren't certain that anyone could currently survive against her. Testarossa rapidly departed after receiving the command and focused on her target. Veyron and his people followed closely behind Benimaru and the others as they took flight. The other demons dispersed widely, putting themselves in a position to encircle the lone airship. The critical aerial battle was about to start. But Ultima had something on her mind before they started.
So, Diablo, what are you up to?
Inquired Ultima. Curious, Carrera turned to face Diablo. He gave them both a surprised-looking expression before smiling calmly.
I have a crucial role to play, as I hinted to you.
They became increasingly wary of that smile.
You mentioned a rat.
Added Carrera.
Who is it?
You don't need to know anything about that.
Whoa, Diablo, hold on. Do you believe that keeping secrets is a bad idea?
Yeah.
Concurred Ultima.
Sir Rimuru frequently emphasizes the value of sharing information.
Diablo was without other options.
I have the honorable duty of keeping an eye on the glorious Sir Rimuru as he fights. It is an important job to take, and I cannot leave it to any of you.
He blatantly said something terrible and it was outrageous. He was fortunate that Benimaru wasn't around because he probably would have just rolled his eyes and sighed at him. In any case, it was obvious that Ultima and Carrera weren't quite convinced.
What? Oh, come on. I would like to witness Sir Rimuru in action, as well.
Wait a second. Do you intend to take advantage of that benefit alone, may I ask? Even if you are our boss, that doesn't mean you can act like a dictator.
It was entirely reasonable to have that reaction. When Benimaru was present, Ultima puzzled why this question hadn't been raised. However, Carrera was well aware that the situation was hopeless. There would be a different outcome if Testarossa were present, but with only Ultima and herself, Diablo could not be handled.
Oh? Do you think this is a problem for us?
Obviously, we do.
Ultima rebuked him.
I'll do as you say.
Remarked Carrera.
But I can't say that I like them very much.
Diablo gave it some thought.
Okay, no problem. Then I'll be honest with you. You see, there is someone on the opposing team who has the ability to command and manipulate different realities. I believe Lady Velgrund is responsible, but if you fall victim to her trap, you risk having your connections to this realm severed.
I see. Leaving someone behind would be a good idea, then.
Diablo nodded solemnly.
Exactly. Unfortunately, it is not meant to be for me to participate in the battle.
He laughed to himself internally. He was already deftly talking himself out of this. He had a very useless gift for creating the best justifications in the world, which Rimuru occasionally took advantage of. A true demon at heart. But Ultima was more intelligent than he was.
So, who's the rat?
Without actually saying anything, Diablo scoffed. He was in a good mood, anticipating the fight between Rimuru and Velgrund, but he was getting tired of these annoyances that would not go away.
It's sad, Ultima. You should have known without me telling you, in my opinion.
He used sarcasm as a kind of retaliation, but there was no good reason to conceal it.
His name is Yuki Kagurazaka. I looked around, but I'm sorry to say that I haven't found Yuki yet. It would be perfect if he was hidden on the airship, but if he wanted to annoy Sir Rimuru, we couldn't just leave him there, could we?
True. That would be a violation of Sir Rimuru's orders.
Right. We can't allow him to get in our way.
Exactly. Although I don't yet know what this rat's goal is, someone must at the very least remain here and keep an eye on Sir Rimuru.
The selfish desire on Diablo's part to watch Rimuru battle made up half of this, and his pretense that he had a necessary function in this situation made up the other half. The former was significantly more significant to Diablo, yet still, Ultima and Carrera accepted his explanation despite their displeasure.
Okay, no problem.
Carrera stated.
I'll just vent my anger at their side, I think.
Yes, by any means.
And you don't object in any way if we go on a rampage, do you?
Inquired Ultima.
Naturally, no. In fact, if you want, you can even eliminate Rudra.
That seems like fun, Then we'll take you up on it.
Totally. Okay, I'll vent some of my annoyance on those jerks.
Diablo vigorously nodded. It was a little price to pay if that was all it took to persuade them. Not wanting to miss out on anything, Carrera and Ultima sped off, and Diablo waved them off with a smile and a good luck, before making his way to Rimuru. After everyone had left, Laplace was left there alone with his thoughts.
I guess nobody even gives a damn about me?
Being abandoned in this manner caused him to experience some self-pity.
Well, I guess I'll go help Lady Kigali then.
Laplace reported his plans to no one in particular before continuing on his journey. Then, without anyone's knowledge, things started to change. The monsters were responding to Rimuru's rage and evolving as a result. The situation changed before anyone realized it. They completely repaired their bodies and gained new skills at a breakneck pace, all of which, thanks to the skill food chain, increased Rimuru's own power reserves without his knowledge. In addition to all the spooky and unexpected evolutions among the monsters, it happened with Geld, who was now awake and responsive. Still dozing off, others would go in their footsteps. Additionally, this concerned more than simply awakenings and evolutions. Everything was handled expertly, which significantly increased Rimuru's power. In time, Rimuru's entire power would be released, surpassing boundaries that nobody was even aware of yet. It would be more efficient and useful. At the bow of the Emperor's flagship, several men were gathered. Kondo and Damrata were in front of and on either side of Rudra. From 3rd to 6th in the Imperial Order, 4 knights arranged themselves in a square shape around them to guard them. Behind Kondo were the remaining single digits and Marco. Always sitting to the right of Rudra was Velgrund. She needed to concentrate on the fight with Rimuru, therefore at the moment, she was resting on Rudra in her seat, limp and asleep. This final copy of her was set up to protect Rudra in case anything should happen. Rudra observed the demon lord Rimuru start to act while he was tenderly petting Velgrund's blue hair.
Hey anime fans! Episode 13 is now live on Anime Fans Narrations. Watch Jin Woo face the Ice Elf boss in his toughest fight yet. Will he conquer or be defeated? Catch the action now!
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. Shout out to the new members of AnimeKouhai supporters: Jay Magsino, Recreal17, Bismarck Munoz, Arian Booker, Jerry Sladek, Kamal Luke, Izat, Mr. Santo, Akshay Divate, Alfonso Smith. Thank you so much for helping out. I'll see you guys in the next video.